Welcome. This is a very short overview of EmpowerID's single sign-on capabilities with EmpowerID as the identity provider, and then we're going to show just single sign-oning into an application like ServiceNow. So as a user, I could navigate directly to the ServiceNow interface, in which event, if it were configured for federation, it would redirect me back to EmpowerID for authentication. Or I could log, and that's called service provider initiated, or I could log in to EmpowerID first and see a landing pad of icons for my applications to click and to go to those applications. And that's called identity provider initiated SSO. Now, EmpowerID itself can rely on other identity providers or forms of authentication like Azure, and it can even support new modern authentication methods such as biometrics and usernameless and passwordless authentication. So in this system, I have Patrick linked as an identity, linked to some demo users, and it's now prompting me at this point to touch my biometric key, my hardware token. It'll validate my fingerprint, and it'll find out which person EmpowerID knows is linked to that identity. So I'm going to touch my token. It's validating my thumbprint. And now I can log in as Patrick or any of his linked personas. So in this case, I have these linked for demo users, and I'm going to log in as Erwin, who's just a regular user set up for single sign-on. So authenticating in as Erwin, it could even prompt me for a multi-factor at that point. I'm now logged in as Erwin, and Erwin has password reset capabilities. He has some simple self-service for privileged access, some IT shopping cart access, but he also has access to single sign-on. Now, this is a very simple setup. Erwin can go and view the applications he has access to, either because this is his credential, his username, or because someone has shared another one with him that he has access to log into. In this case, we have a single application, and it's owned by Erwin. It's his ServiceNow account. And we have a tile that we can click to initiate this identity provider single sign-on. Now, EmpowerID knows for this system, ServiceNow, how it's configured. Is it doing SAML? Is it doing OpenID Connect or some other protocol that EmpowerID supports? In this case, it logged me in. It negotiated with ServiceNow that this is Erwin. And as we can see, Erwin is now logged into ServiceNow without being prompted for a username or password. So this is a very quick and simple example of EmpowerID's capabilities. EmpowerID can again be the identity provider for any applications. It can also rely on an upstream identity provider such as Azure Active Directory. Thank you very much.